Does size matter?
Well, for a sample, it does. A sample is a group of people that were picked out from a larger population called a target population that is part of a total population. An example of this is if you're doing a survey about whether you should start the day at noon instead of 7 a.m. and interview some of the students in your grade. The total population are all the students at the school, the target population are the students in your grade, and the sample is the people that you have chosen to study. Researchers studying a large population of people also use this because it's unrealistic to survey every person due to the amount of time and money that it would take. An example of this is if researchers were studying adult diabetics in Canada, where around 9% of the population have diabetes. This is over 3 million people, which would take more resources than most researchers have available. A sample lets researchers get representative results from the target population that they're studying so that they're able to find accurate trends in the information that they collect. Samples are also used in epidemiological research, which is research on incident distribution and the control of disease. This is because the prevalence of some diseases is so high that it would be impossible to survey this many people. However, there are limitations that come with a small sample size. These include selection bias, where the sample might have a disproportionate amount of people from one subgroup of the population, and this can lead to underrepresentation when too few individuals of other groups are included to make a good generalization of the results, and the sample doesn't properly reflect the target population, and the consequence is unreliable results. Since this biased sample changed the data, researchers' conclusions might not be as accurate. Common misuses of samples are around you every day, including ads that we are exposed to. Colgate's toothpaste ad in 2007 claims that 80% of dentists endorse the brand, but only 5 dentists were surveyed. This is quite a small sample size considering that there are over 200,000 dentists in the United States, so it could be possible that these 5 dentists were specifically chosen by the company to be surveyed, which demonstrates the limitations of a small sample size. How can you fix this? According to Statistics Canada, in order to find a precise sample size that will yield the best results, you have to consider the population size, as a larger population usually requires a larger sample, and the variability of characters that you're measuring. So if you're measuring heights among a group of people, don't just choose the tall people to measure, but also make sure that you have short and medium heights as well, and an equal amount of each. So if we were to implement this to the Colgate ad, which only had a sample of 5 dentists, we would of course increase the sample to at least 100 dentists, which would be more representative. And these dentists would be from different states and are sponsored or not sponsored by different toothpaste brands. So next time you see a claim on the ad, remember to take it with a grain of salt and look into the sample size to determine if it's reliable.